Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, and we are back for our final NHL 16 Hockey Ultimate Team build that is focused on league-specific builds as we finally move on to the national team build and the long-awaited usage of Auston Matthews in this game. So if you guys want to go check out any of the previous team builds that I have reviewed, make sure to go check out the playlist and all the links in the description down below. But we finally get to move on to this team, which I was very looking forward to doing because I know the National League or the Swiss League is a very good league, has a lot of really good players in it, and honestly this team looked a little bit different about a month or two ago until they finally released those silver cards, adding in Auston Matthews into the game. So the previous one I had built months ago, but I had to change it up due to Auston Matthews being put in this game. But a lot of really good players on this team, a lot of really unique types of players that have some very specific, really good attributes to them. And I think you guys may want to try this team out, just saying. So let's do our little team recap first, and then we'll get into the positives and negatives of how this team actually plays. So on this first line here, we're going to have Linus Clausen, Auston Matthews, and Frederik Pedersen. So we'll start from the left wing first. Clausen's actually not too bad. A lot of the players on this team are from HC Lugano, so a lot of good players coming from this team specifically. And Clausen's one of the players there as well. 83 skating, he's a lot faster than that. Pretty good shot, and he has good hands as well, so he can deke for a sniper. Very good as well. He's pretty small, he's 5'8", so he can definitely move out there on the ice. Auston Matthews, like I said, his card just came out about a month or so ago, was really high on the market, 84, 84, 85, got some pretty decent stats right there, does Auston Matthews. 6'2", 194, he's very good at protecting the puck, I'll say that, but we'll get to that later. But Auston Matthews' offensive stats are very good here. And then we have this guy, the flopfish secret weapon, I guess you could call it, Frederik Pedersen. 82 for skating, 80 for shot, and 86 for hands. So as you guys know, Flopfish made known of this player earlier because Frederik Pedersen is one of the players in Hockey Ultimate Team who I believe has the highest overall slap shot in this game. Upwards of 99s or 97, 98s for his slap shot power and accuracy. So it's a very accurate slap shot, but it's a one hell of a hard slap shot that he has in this game. That's why his shooting category is so highly elevated up there. His wrist shot's not too bad, but his slap shot is very, very powerful in this game. So next up on the second line, we have Pierre-Marc Bouchard, Jarkko Immonen, and Damian Brunner. So as you guys know, I was using a Team of the Week, Pierre-Marc Bouchard, on my online team for a little bit, and just the regular base Bouchard, not all too different from that one as well. It's a -4. Well, actually, it's a minus what? Yeah, it's a -4 on his skating, but it's actually like a minus. Yeah, I think it is maybe a -4 on the Team of the Week stats. But this is his base card: 85 for skating, 83 for shooting, 83 for hands. Not the best checker out there. Defense is an 80. So once again, he's another kind of small player, but he's very speedy. 85 skating. Jarkko Immonen, another pretty good player for these EVZ squad there. 84s on all his offensive stats, so he's another really good, nice number 2 center right behind Auston Matthews for sure. And then Damian Brunner, former Detroit Red Wing and New Jersey Devil, but now playing for HC Lugano as well. 84 for skating, 82 for hands, 82 for shot. You know, not as great of a card as he has had, I think, maybe 2 years ago or last year in the game, but still decent silver card nonetheless. 5'11 for him, 5'11 for Immonen. So a lot of small players on this team, but they definitely do pack some speed and a lot of punch on offense. Third pair, we go to another former NHL player. We got Corey Conacher, Trevor Smith, and Sakari Salminen. So we got Corey Conacher, once again, a former Ottawa Senator, Buffalo Sabre, and New York Islander. There's been a lot of teams the past couple of years before obviously moving on here to the Swiss League. 82, 82, 81. Not too bad there for a playmaker. Once again, another kind of speedy player that you wouldn't expect. Trevor Smith, another kind of gritty two-way forward there. He's got all of his stats above an 80, which is not too bad for a two-way forward. You know, he's been around. He was in the NHL for a good amount of times for a couple of teams. I think he was on the Maple Leafs as well, but still 6'1" on him, 195, so he'll definitely be able to protect it. Corey Conacher, 5'8" as well, another small player. And then Salmonen, a guy who's I really haven't heard of all too much before, actually using him on this team this year. 83s for his skating and his shooting. Pretty good checker as a sniper as well, 5'11". Once again, a lot of these players are in that 5'11", under 6 foot range. So, yeah, they're small, which means they can move pretty quickly out there. Their agility is going to be pretty good. Their skating is going to be pretty good. And obviously, once again, offensive will pack a punch. And then, obviously, here on the fourth line, a little bit of a change here. So when I get to the gameplay for you guys, I actually have a different player here in the fourth line right wing spot. But upon closer review of it, I went to go for this player instead of the other player. We'll go into that in a minute. But right now, the way this team should be set up here on the fourth line is going to be Daniel Bang or Daniel Bong. I don't know how you pronounce that with the circle over the A. Matthew Lombardi, and then Chuck Kobasu is here as well. But if I had to show you guys who I was using originally, other than Chuck Kobasu here on the fourth line, for the gameplay that you guys will be seeing, I had, where is he? He's probably all the way in the back here. I had Bud Holloway instead of Chuck Kobasu for that fourth line spot. But upon further review, his shooting, checking, and defense are all the same. It's either would you have +2 in hands or +3 in skating. And since it's on the fourth line, you're not really looking for hands all too much. Speed is definitely a big priority of this team, so I opted to go with skating instead. I would definitely go with Chuck Kobasu instead of that. But review on the fourth line, you got this guy, Bang or Bong, whatever the heck his name is. He's a pretty tall player, 6'4", 208. So he'll protect the puck pretty well. He can skate not too bad either, even though he is a very big frame. Matthew Lombardi, once again, another former Toronto Maple Leaf right here. 5'11", 195. Got some good offensive stats on him as well. Your center core on this team is very, very decent. 84, 82, 83. And then you have Chuck Kobasu, who I believe was a grinder last year, but they moved him to a two-way forward now. He's got that speed as well. Former Vancouver Canuck, I believe. And 84 for the skating. Not too shabby there on Chuck Kobasu. So that's what your offense looks like. A very, very lethal offense here. You got a really good first line with Clausen, Matthews, and Pettersson. Obviously, Matthews will be your playmaker type of player. Pettersson is going to be that one guy you feed for the shot most of the time on 1Ts. Your second line is even still pretty good as well. You got a nice combination with Bouchard and Immonen. Bruner helps out with putting the puck in as well. Nice shot. Third line, a little bit of a speedier line, but still you got Conacher and Smith that can definitely get it done. And Salmonen, you know, can help put the puck in as well. And then the fourth line, you got some speed with some grit as well, putting on Kobasu, Lombardi, and Bang that can protect the puck very well. So, your offense is looking very, very good for this team. As we move on to the defense, it's a little bit weaker, but it's still not too bad. For the first pair, we got Marc-Andre Bergeron and this guy, Severin Blindenbacher. That's one hell of a name. So, Marc-Andre Bergeron, all of his stats in the 80s for an offensive defenseman, 83 for his skating, so not too bad, 5'10" on him. And then Blindenbacher as a two-way defenseman, not too bad. His hands are his only downsides. Once again, another not bad skater. 80s all around there. 5'11", 194. So kind of small defenseman you got there. Second pair, we got Goran Benzina and Elliot Antonetti. So once again, you get a nice little combination here. On the defensive pair, same like the first line, same team. Benzina, 83 for the skating, once again, not too shabby. Defense at 81, kind of the same stats as Blindenbacher almost. And then you have Antonetti, once again, good shooting, skating, and defense. Same kind of deal, hands and checking, not all too much as a defensive defenseman. It's a little bit weak for a defensive defenseman, but, you know, he's on the team for a reason. And then finally, on the third pair here, we have Ville Kostinen and David Jobin. So Kostinen's got some pretty good stats here, very similar to Bergeron. Might actually consider moving him up to the second pair. He's probably better than Benzina, but I threw him down on here for the third pair just to give Benzina that chemistry with Antonetti. But Kostinen's got all of his stats in the 80s. Once again, another pretty decent skater there. A lot of these guys on this team are very decent at skating. All of his stats are in the 80s, which is not bad. And then Jobin, you know, pretty decent player there. 5'9", 171 is offensive defenseman, 5'11". So the defense, no players on this team are really, really huge. You have Antonetti, who's 6'5", and then you have Bang on the fourth line, who's 6'4". So those two are your tallest players on this team. And even Benson is pretty big too, 6'3", so that's not too bad. But those three guys are probably your tallest players on this team, other than your goaltenders. But yeah, a little lackluster on the defensive side, but the offense definitely makes up for it. And then if we move on to the goaltending here, we have the old man, the old legend, Cristobal Huet, the French phenom, as well as Tobias Steffen for the backup role. So Huet, not really good on the high and low, very good quick goaltender there. Positioning and rebound control is very good. As you guys know, he had that flashback card in this game, so if you want an upgraded version of Cristobal Huet, you can get it in this game. But 6'1", 204 for Cristobal Huet. And then Steffen, same kind of deal. Not really good on the high and the lows, but quickness, positioning, and rebound control is pretty good. 6'3", 185. So that is what the offense, defense, and goaltending look for on this team. Now let's get into some gameplay and show you guys what the positive negatives are of this team. Okay, so when it comes down to talking about the positives and negatives for this national team build, I'm going to take it a little bit differently and talk about some of the individual players first before we start talking about the offense as a whole. So, talking about the first line, Clausen is actually a very good player. Once again, his hands are good, he can deke very well, he has a nice little shot there, and he is very speedy. I really like this first line combination with him, Auston Matthews, and Frederik Petersen. As we move on to Auston Matthews specifically, there are some players in this game that have a better backhand shot than they do forehand, and Auston Matthews is one of those players. I cannot tell you how powerful and accurate Auston Matthews' backhand shot is. It is absolutely ridiculous. It generates rebounds on the goaltenders. It seems so much more powerful than his forehand shot or his wrist shot or his slap shot. It seems so much more accurate as well. So if you get the chance, be sure to try to take a backhander with Auston Matthews and be pretty amazed. He's also really good at protecting the puck. Even though he's only 6'2", he has a really strangely good upper body frame that allows him to protect the puck a lot better than you would think. So that backhand's good. He protects the puck very well. Auston Matthews is definitely a really good puck protector on this team. And then, like we have mentioned before, kind of the offensive cheat code in this game, Frederik Petersen. If you get the puck with him, do not hesitate to take that slap shot, because people have been talking about him all year, and there's a reason why this guy is still going for around 30K now on the market. You know, he was going for around like 80 to 100K earlier on in the year, but it's true. His slap shot is powerful. His wrist shot is still pretty good as well. You know, it's pretty accurate. There's not really much power behind it, but it's still very accurate. But his slap shot is accurate and powerful. I believe as Flopfish had described when he did his like mini player review of Petersen was that every time he took a slap shot on the goaltender, it would always generate a rebound, and I would have to agree with that when I played these 4 games with this National League team. Almost all the time, Frederik Petersen took a slap shot, there was some kind of rebound. The goaltender could not handle it whatsoever. So if you get the puck with him, do not hesitate to take a slap shot at all, because it is that powerful. Once again, Bouchard's speed is really good on this team. Eminen's speed, Bruner's speed. The team as an overall is very speedy. So you have the few guys on there that will be able to protect the puck pretty well. But the one thing that I did mention is, if you don't have the puck with Auston Matthews or the 6'4" guy on your fourth line, Bang, I noticed that teams have a very easy time of poke checking the puck off you and stick lifting you. And it's also because the players just seem to not really know their position and their positions way too well. Granted, once you get this team into the offensive zone, they're a real threat. But when it comes down to the neutral zone play of this team, I've noticed a lot of times that players are just scrambling a lot in the neutral zone. They're running into each other, they're losing the puck very easily, but that could make sense why they lose the puck very easily, because most of these guys are under 6 foot tall. They're around like the 5'5", 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" area for, you know, height and weight, and they're very lightweight as well in the like 190s, 170s, 180s area. So it kind of makes sense why they would lose the puck after being bumped so easily, but they're just a little bit confuddled, I guess you could say. Is that a word? It's a word now. They're very confuddled in the neutral zone area, where they're kind of scrambling to figure out where everybody's supposed to go, but then once they get into the offensive zone, they kind of figure it out, like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to go here, you go here, and they set up very well in the offensive zone. So it's just their transition game is a little bit weird. Other than that, they're speedy. They have lots of good offensive threats on this team, and I think you'll enjoy playing with the team in the offensive zone without a doubt. Defensively, you know, they have the kind of same problems as most of the other defensive teams and builds that we have shown before. Yeah, they're not that fast. They will get flat-footed from time to time if you go up against a very speedy type of player. And, you know, he has very speedy type of players that'll just blow right by these guys. So that is the trouble with this team, is flat-footed. But they do a pretty good job of staying in the slot. They don't really go out of position all too much. It's just the fact that because they don't go out of position all too much, they really don't chase for the puck all too often. Like, say a shot gets put on net, puck will go into the corner. You don't see these guys chasing for the puck all too much. They would rather let the forwards take that job while the defensemen stay in their positions and hopefully be able to deny another shot from taking place in there, which, you know, that could be a good thing for some players and a bad thing for others, because, you know, there's some players that always complain like, oh, my defensemen are always out of position and they're not really in the slot to block away like cross creasers or short side shots, anything like that. Haven't had the problem with this team, because even though if they don't chase the puck, you know, your opponent's going to get more zone time, but it seems like they play a lot more defensively sounded than they actually show for their cards. So, like I said, the highest defensive stat on all 6 of these defensive cards is 81. Lowest is an 80, which is not too terrible, but like I said, they don't chase the puck. They stay in their positions very well. They would rather let the forwards do their job in the defensive zone to help clear the puck out of the zone. So that's pretty much it for the defense. Shot-wise, you know, it depends, I think, on if you get the offensive defenseman to take shots. They're pretty good. I didn't really see much success with the two-ways or the defensive defenseman score goals. Granted, though, I think Antonetti did score 1 goal for me on my team, but I think it was kind of a fluky goal that popped up over the goaltender's shoulder and went in as well. So that was kind of a fluky goal that went in, but yeah, let the offensive defenseman shoot the puck. Definitely let Marc-Andre Bergeron or Auston shoot the puck, definitely, if you have a chance to let them shoot it. And then we get to the goaltenders. Well, these goaltenders were very, very solid. Cristobal Huet and Tobias Steffen. So usually I always play the backup goaltender and just get him in 1 game to see how he fares. And then with this team, I managed to play 4 games. I played 3 guys from Twitter, and I also took this team into a Division 1 game. So they didn't lose in regulation, none of these goaltenders. They went 3-0-1, lost in a shootout, but that was my own damn fault because I just couldn't finish with the team. Finish with these guys in the shootouts because their deking abilities are very, very slow. I guess just the players I had in the shootout weren't really all too great. Their shots were good. It's just their deking ability was not too fantastic for the players I had in the shootout. But Cristobal Huet went 2-0-1, and Steffen went 1-0. And I believe, as a total, they only gave up 2 goals in 4 games, so they were actually very, very good. Cristobal Huet did a very good job of handling most of the short side shots. Was very sound in the net. Let up a couple rebounds here and there, but his rebound control was good. You know, when a shot would come in on the goaltender, rebounds wouldn't be jettisoning out towards the faceoff circle. It would, you know, trickle a couple feet in front of him, and then he would cover up the puck very quickly because he is quick. He's a very quick goaltender, 83 for his quickness. Not going to be real good maybe on like the, you know, kind of like the pullback wresters and things like that, because his high and his low aren't too fantastic, but he's going to be in position, he's going to control the rebounds, and he's going to be very quick moving from side to side. So that's what you can expect from these 2 goaltenders. I didn't really see much of a difference between Huet and Steffen or Steven, but still, not really good at, you know, they didn't face all too many high and low shots like that, but a lot of far away shots because the defense was very sound at moving the puck away. And that's a good thing too, since your defense is staying in position, they're going to be there just to help them move the puck out of the zone very quickly, because Cristobal Huet and Stefan are very good at controlling those rebounds. So that's mainly it for the national team. Very good team. This would probably be the, if not, I would still say the AHL team was probably the best team that I did use from these team builds, but this national team is very close second. If it wasn't for the AHL team being so good defensively and goaltending, this team would definitely be number one. This team is definitely the best offensive team that I have used, without a doubt. In one of my games, I think I did manage to score 7 goals with this squad, but that was because my opponent was mainly goofing around in the third period. But still, even though you're goofing around, you still have to, make some things happen in the offensive zone. But this team is by far the best offensive team that you can use in the game, just because of you have guys like Pettersson with the fantastic slap shot. You have plenty of guys with some speed on offense. You have a guy named Auston Matthews that has a ridiculous backhand that's almost comparable to Crosby in this game. Yeah, and your defense is pretty solid, stays in position. Your goaltenders will control the rebounds, other than maybe the fluky glitch goals that might go in from time to time. They're going to do a good job of containing rebounds and keeping you in the game. And other than that, this team is very, very good to use. I would highly suggest a lot of these players on the team as well. And funny enough, a lot of these players on this National League team do have some Team of the Week cards as well. So I believe Eminem has a Team of the Week card. Bouchard has a Team of the Week. Pettersson, I believe, has a Team of the Week just recently. I think he might actually be on the Team of the Week this week, as a matter of fact. So if you want to have a better slap shot than what Frederick Pettersson already has, definitely go out and try to get his Team of the Week card. And yes, indeed, he does have a Team of the Week card this week for when I'm recording this. So I think this might be the last day to get him. So if you want to try to get that Team of the Week Pettersson, hey man, go for it. The slap shot will be a little bit better than it already is. So if the goaltenders have a hard time containing just a base card for him, imagine what they'll have to deal with in a Team of the Week version of his card. So offensively, this team is very good. Defensively, they're solid. Goaltending, they're solid. I would highly suggest using a lot of the players on this team. And like I said, a lot of former NHL players, a soon-to-be star in the NHL in Auston Matthews. National League team is definitely gets Bojo's seal of approval. So thank you for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. And that pretty much does it for our league-based team builds. And now the pretty much choice and the option is up to you guys. It is free range now for what kind of team you want me to build in this game. So since we're getting down to like the March, April, May, June, July times for NHL, it's going to be starting to be a little bit slowed down. So this is when we can really experiment and, have some fun building some really unique team builds for this game. So it's up to you guys now. Leave in the comments down below what kind of team build you guys would like me to build next. Kind of looking for some unique, some unique team builds. And like I said, I have every base card in this game. So if you guys want to do something crazy like that, it's up to you. Comment away, and I'll see if I can make it happen. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.